Bordeaux. It's all about how they deal with this encounter, and I think we can most definitely say that La Rochelle, they have juggernauts of the highest order that can mow down any human being possible. They will be using them to their advantage to try and allow what is basically a backline that could, well, take on Usain Bolt in any sprint. Mathieu Jalabert and Union Bordeaux Begles, same scenario. He gets the game underway, and Union Bordeaux Begles hit it high up in the air, taken well by that man, Bortier, who gets hit as he takes the ball down to ground inside of the 22. The box kick from Carvalho doesn't go out of play and picked up by Willis. We saw Jack Willis for Toulouse yesterday. Very happy man in his first season qualifying for the final. Well, today we've got a different Willis. He'll be watching from the stands as his brother plays. Tom, of course. Box kick from Jalabert. The kicking game will be important, Johnny, but that kick wasn't ideal.
A little bit too much on it from Mathieu Jalabert. Didn't like the contest, but what a start. Just the noise of this place. The first kick off, the reception by Bortier, the collision. And Tom Willis, who's been exceptional recently. His 8th start on the bounce before he heads off to Saracens next season. It's been incredible for Bordeaux this season since his arrival.
17 games played for Willis. His first coming up against Perpignan as Luku cuts inside. Nice bit of sneaky play from the French #2 scrum half. Fabien Galtier's got his eyes on a lot of players here in the run-up to the Rugby World Cup. Jalabert's high kick. Bielbarré goes up. And, oh, it's sublimely taken there. And La Rochelle just doing the business underneath the high ball. Taken forward, a little bit of a clear out. There's a little bit of a knock on there, but it was purposely knocked forward. A penalty for Union Bordeaux Begles, and a pretty good scenario for them. So player in offside position, of course. Redawadi, I think, knocks it forward there, Johnny.
That'll settle the Bordeaux nerves as well, just roughing up Will Skelton. Little knock on in front of the ball was the secondary ball carrier. This was the initial strike play. Maxime Luku thought he could turn Carvalho inside out. Ball just knocked on. Here's Redawardi, as you mentioned, plays the ball in front of the knock-on position. A little bit scrappy. That man in the box with impeccable standards won't be delighted with that start.
Mathieu Jalabert with a kick, and it looks pretty good to me. The flags go up and the first points on the scoreboard. Ideal start for UBB from that penalty. A lot of talk about the kicking game, Johnny, and how Union Bordeaux Begles will try and just keep that ball outside of their own half and just force La Rochelle to just keep on coming towards them. But they've also got to watch out and just stop the big boys from playing, because when they start to find the momentum, they move forward. It's taken forward, talking of Antonio, one of the big ball carriers. Good opportunity here. Oh, it's a crash course in driving into the defence. It's there for the taking, Union Bordeaux Begles. And they go and steal the ball out of the ruck zone there. Luku, Jalabert. Oh, they're playing it out of their own 22. This is very interesting. Bielbarré, oh my word. What a big hit that was. And that is an absolute storming hit coming in from Bortier.
It's a poor option by the man in the red scrum cap, Bielbarré. 2-on-1 all day. Ball had to go to the outside channel. He chose to tuck it and he got absolutely crunched. Straight away, La Rochelle not opting for the three-point option, heading for the corner. The initial piece of work really well planned by Dubier, but there the ball has to go. Daylight on the outside. You could see the reaction of Santi Cordero.
Raymond Rule with the tackle.
And in the panic, just sealing off.
And the line out now in the corner, perfectly taken. Snatched out of the sky there by La Rochelle as they take it forward. Lots of forwards, lots of momentum. Ball carrying. It's well organised here. The ball's been given back. Carvalho gets it back out. There's the opportunity. Got to watch out. You know what you've got with Jonathan Danty. Comes out once again. Aldred this time. Little change of direction. Oh, it's a nice offload that is from Bottier, taking it forward once again. The UBB defence scrambling. Carvalho gets it back out, nicely done. An opportunity here, Hastoy. Oh, he gets rid of his man. This is beautifully done by Danty. Danty into the hands of Carvalho. 5 metres out. Oh, a little bit of spillage. And it's been taken away, but I think there's a offside call going against UBB. And they haven't heard the whistle because the deafening sound of 40,000 supporters going ballistic.
They're going to come the whole way back. Clearly offside as he slaps that ball out the hands. There's a man down as well. Under the sticks, not looking too happy. Dubier with a knock to the knee.
Yeah, the offside call being made by today's referee, Mr. Adrien Marbeau. With a bit care, Vance, some Praderie as well. The running the lines and a chance. They're going to probably kick for the corner as we saw previously. Scrum it is. That's the call. Oh, this is interesting. Trying out different options just to get the lay of the land. And to be honest with you, when you actually see the La Rochelle scrum, you just know exactly what you're coming up against. There is, well, what can you say? Big meat in every department.
You've got Antonio, Winnie Antonio, tight head. One of the biggest and best in the game. Will Skelton packing down behind them as well. That axis, Greg Aldred. Phenomenal power and technical ability. And this was an area that was a little bit of concern for Bordeaux in the playoff. They tightened up in the second half.
Carvalho puts it in. Forwards at the back, of course. Greg Aldred's there. They're shoving, but I think it's going to be reset. And both front rows just popping up. I think it was Lamotte with Bougarit.
Popping up between Antonio and Poirot on this near side. Heine Adams, Jean-Baptiste Pou.
Yeah.
In the box for Bordeaux.
Another scrum, another opportunity. La Rochelle trailing by 3 from a Mathieu Jalabert penalty. 8 minutes in. Carvalho sticks it in, tries to get it off the back. He's been taken off by Lucu. One of the penalty is going to go their way. Yes, it is. They got an advantage. Hastoy gets the ball out. An opportunity. Oh, that's great running. Cutting inside as well. And a little bit of support, trying to move it quick. High ball over the top. That is an outrageous pass. Oh, my word. And Dylan Led scores the first try out here in San Sebastian. The pass was ludicrous.
And there we see the blend that we're used to seeing from La Rochelle, the power, game giving them the penalty advantage from the scrum. As that ball comes wide, the footwork, the ability to beat a man and break a half tackle, to create the havoc, and then the vision. And Carvalho, he's just a magician, ball in hand. His ability to identify space, even with the rushing outside wingers. Barry rushes up to stick some pressure on, but the ball floated over the top.
Wonderful synergy, wonderful communication, just understanding where your fellow backs are positioned. Barry just came out a little bit quick because he was looking to try and cut off the umbilical cord, and that just gave him a little bit of space out wide, and there's your score. Beautifully done by Dylan Leds, former Stormers player, and Hastoy adds the extras, and we already have a very entertaining start to the second semi-final. It's La Rochelle 7, Union Bordeaux Begles 3. Straight from kickoff, Carvalho takes the high ball just on the edge of the 22. And picked up and passed to Antonio. Jason Tenney, of course, a very key player, important player, playing up against his former team, of course. And this is nicely done, Barret. High kick, goes up. Will he be able to get hold of it? Comes out, oh, that was very close. And under a little bit of pressure there, Carvalho came, but it's been picked up by La Rochelle. Not forward, they clear it, the advantage is over. Looking for that 50-22, but it's safe at the back. And there's the response. Stoulan chips it over the top, and he picks it up as well. Beautifully done. La Rochelle in possession inside of the Bordeaux half. Carvalho gets it out. Blindside this time. Charge from Raymond Rule. Carvalho back out of it. Winnie Antonio this time. Oh, that's a turnover, surely. That is fantastic. Fantastic jackling of the breakdown, and look who smashes it upfield. Taking a wicked bounce, and that will be a line-out, but a defensive line-out. Stoulan under a bit of pressure at the back. How about that for a kick?
A great poach initially by Jefferson Poirot, former vice-captain of the French team. Big collision in the midfield between the tight heads. And Poirot, he's such a good jackler, so quick on ball. You thought option was there potentially to shift that ball and try to counter-attack. Maxime Lucu, pragmatic approach, getting rid of the ball, forcing La Rochelle to play from deep.
Pierre Bougarit, former Osh player, 6 caps for France, taken well there by Paul Boudahent, and a sneaky little run down that blind side. Good strong tackling there coming in. Willis taken forward, watch out for Lavani Bottia. Just got a call up by the Fijian team ahead of the Rugby World Cup in France that begins the 8th of September. Ball coming out, his legs once again, little chip through, a little grubber, another little kick, and he picks it up nearly. Taken out, and there's a knock on, but good defensive play there coming in from Madosh Tambwe, just getting in the way of a player who he knows well, who used to play on South African soil alongside him, Dylan Leds.
You can just see the difference in the mindset as well. La Rochelle, every time there's hands on ball, that ability to back themselves, take the ball to the gain line, try something. Quality all over the field, and a confidence in their ability to hold on to ball and create real damage, as we all saw in the Champions Cup final.
Scrum it is, and a scrum for Maxime Lucu, who will, of course, be very familiar with this neck of the woods, of course, being from the Basque Country. 12 caps with France, but played for Biarritz, originally from Saint-Jean-de-Luz, which is, well, a wonderful part of the world, as you know, Johnny. Just across the border. Picked up and taken forward there by Tom Willis. Takes the ball a couple of meters. Oh, it's a wild pass. Joms picks it up. And just makes it a little bit tidy. Bit of a wild pass there. Luku, box kick, goes very low. And comfortably picked up by Doulan. Goes high, Luku, nice little battle, pulled out of the hands of, well, it's the advantage. I thought that there was a hand-going advantage for Union Bordeaux Begles. Doesn't seem like it's the case. Kicked into the corner behind Bielbiaré, and it will be a line-out for UBB. Under pressure, Hastoy with a great kick.
Beautifully weighted by Antoine Hastoy. You can see Fred Charrier, the assistant coach for the backs at Bordeaux, not happy. He thought that the La Rochelle players were offside from that contest. Waved on, though, by Monsieur Marbeau.
Well, that's nicely done by Jolms. Luku into the hands of Willis. Used the big number 8, who just carries the ball forward. Something that he does well is he basically has a permanent get-out-of-jail card with him in his pocket, because he always carries the ball forward and enables players to get repositioned. Luku with the clearance kick. Still in play. Picked up. There's a chance for them to go on a bit of a wander. Botti on that occasion this time. Roman Sazi, blind side again, quite happy going down that blind side. Aldrit. Kerbalo looking for options. Going to reset. Nicely done. Oh, Bugarit, that's been snatched, and that's going to be a knock-on. It'll be a scrum for Union Bordeaux Begles. They're doing what we said, Johnny, which is basically coming up really quickly and just kicking up a bit of a stink and just stopping La Rochelle from getting quick ball. The rush defence seems to be working quite well.
Really intricate play as well by La Rochelle. Fred Charrier is still not happy, but see some of the reload plays that La Rochelle use, bouncing in that 5-meter channel, coming out and reloading with decoy runners, tip-ons. It's so varied and so hard to pinpoint an attacker and get a hard shot on. So the fact that Bordeaux are coming up, rushing, putting them under pressure and catching the man and ball, for now it's working. But as we've seen all season, this juggernaut from La Rochelle that is powerful, well run and oiled, it keeps on pumping. So defensive sets for the minute, absolutely grand. But La Rochelle will keep on churning.
Ouais, je veux que ça soit la première ligne qui entame. Mettez pas de pression. Maîtrisez. Non, maîtrisez. Ça n'a rien à voir.
Winnie Antonio just being told just not to go in too quickly and just to not put the pressure on, just wait for the timing. Needs to get it right. To throw Steenkamp, the scrum coach for La Rochelle, former Toulouse prop, and of course South Africa, played for the Springboks, of course, and enjoying his time up on the West Coast. World Cup winner as well. Yeah, throw that onto the pile, I suppose. 2007. And Luku's kick, good control at the back. Doulan. Oh, that is beautifully done. Just look at the majestic touch there from Jalabert. That is sublime.
Initially from Doulan as well. Picked that ball up his left like he was Maradona. Knocked it on the outside with banana kick. Watch this. Up you come. Cool as can be, outside of the foot.
I think they've seen what Thomas Ramos can do, so obviously everybody wants a little bit of a, you know, a go at the old Skillster style shenanigans. Sorry.
A wonderful piece of technical skill as well. Mathieu Jalabert saving that 50-22.
Line out taken. Perfectly taken by Budahent. Let's see what this scrum's all about, or this driving maul's all about, of course. Very well organised, very well-oiled machine, this La Rochelle pack. And it's been collapsed, and they'll be penalised for that, UBB. Just give them a chance to, again, think about how they're going to either chip away at the scores or just kick down into the corner. It's in the kicking range of Hastoy, just inside of the half, but I think they'll probably go for the corner, logically.
Ouais. Oui. Ah, OK.
Backing themselves again. The maul has worked well for them. Like Thomas Jolmes almost got caught between two minds there as he pulled that down.
10. Regardez mes bras.
Initially they defend very well, but as this wraps around the corner, it's almost as if he thinks this is a tackle situation. He drops it, but it's still part of the same maul with two people, as interpreted by Monsieur Marbeau. They have to now defend another set on the 22.
Again, working well there, Roman Sazi. No spring chicken at La Rochelle, but well, he's seen absolutely everything. The ball comes out, a good opportunity now as they take it forward. Kick down for Leds into the corner. Who's going to pick it up? That is outrageous! Absolutely outrageous there! And Dylan Leds, another skills to move. The hands, how he managed to get hold of that, the pirouette, and then the grounding of the ball. That is pure brilliance. And the South African, well, he's not celebrating, but if it does get called a try, well, he'll be deemed as some kind of a wizard.
He isn't sure, but again, the launch play creates the space. Brice Dulin, again, the intelligence just to drop that ball on the foot, create the 50-50. Santi Cordero, Biai Barry, left clutching at thin air. Dylan Leds reacts really well. That looks good from here.
I think so. Let's just have a look. This is good work. He's trying to chuck him over the line. Does he ground it? Or is it Santi Cordero who drags him over the paint? We just need to go on the slow-mo, I think, here, Johnny, just to see whether or not the feet were over. Just look at Cordero. He'll tackle him. He'll bring him closer to the line. And well, I think that's okay because Cordero's foot touches the line.
Just keep an eye on those yellow boots. Does that? Well, that skims the line there. That'll be a line out.
Excellent defensive play there from the Argentinian. He is just so astute, so smart in what he does defensively. And then, of course, there's that offensive game that sometimes produces some fireworks too.
He's incredible, heading off to Connacht at the end of this season as well. Wonderful talent. They'll come back for the penalty advantage at the maul. Judged to have come in too early and hit the back of Winnie Antonio as his lifter was still in there. His jumper, sorry. They'll have to defend another driving maul.
Pastoi kicks for the corner, and again they've got that line out, which will lead to what you've just mentioned, Johnny. Just unorganised maul right from a very smooth take from the line out, of course. René Buscatel, president of the Ligue Nationale de Rugby, watches on it. Been present here in San Sebastian, being part of came here a year ago to make sure that it all came into place. It did indeed. This is why the semi-finals are here. Talking with the locals and people from the Basque parts as we see this driving maul. Let's see how it functions. It's inching closer and closer. The UBB defence, they're in problems here. And this is surely going to go over. Is that, yeah, it's going to be a try. Of course it is. Crashing over. Let's see who's there. And it looks like it's Pierre Bougaritz who gets the final word, the final touch, grounding the ball. But just look at the way this well-drilled driving maul functions. It is an absolute machine. It's part of a bigger monster, in fact. You won't stop it. You can put 15 players up against it, but when they're working together...
It's just weight and power. They actually repel the initial drive quite well, but once you've got a maul set with Antonio as your backlifter, Skelton your jumper, it's almost impossible to stop. They actually managed to move it backwards a half yard initially, but because of the weight and the power, once they get spines in line, they readdress and they go forward together. It's almost unstoppable. They sheared round the backlifter, who is that rock, Antonio. And you just can't underestimate the power these boys have at their disposal. Burgarit nips over for another try.
And Hastoy has the chance to just increase that tally to 14. No problems for Hastoy, the former green man from the Stade Amo, providing us with 100% kicking and a water break, I think, for the players because of the heat. I mean, it is very humid here, but it'll give the Union Bordeaux Begles players the chance to just talk to their coaches, Julien Lerle and Frédéric Charrier, just to understand and just to try and understand how they can break down, how they can get possession, because I think it's all about possession.
If you don't have possession against La Rochelle, you get blitzed. They're so good ball in hand, they have so much power, they're so efficient and well organised. It's kind of similar to what we saw last night. Toulouse, once they keep their hands on the ball, they just had too much for Racing 92. And this is the same. You can hear this is now instructions for how to defend the maul, but it's the same, talking about blitzing that backlifter, creating chaos and not letting them set, but it's so hard to do against that weight, but they have to be more aggressive. That's what he's saying, more aggressive, take the space and dominate. But you're right, Robbie, they have to get hands on ball, because if you end up watching La Rochelle, you end up being a spectator. You get piggyback down the pitch, you get carried in tackles that are not dominant, and you end up watching the game.
But Johnny, we were up at Marcel de Flon for the Gloucester game, you know, where Gloucester nearly came back and beat them because they'd realised that they needed to get their hands on the ball. The second half was like that. They managed to hold on, they got the win. Saracens turned up. It was a different game altogether because they realised that if we have possession, we can steamroll absolutely anybody. And then Exeter was the next victim, and then Leinster in the final. I mean, the fact is that if you don't get possession, you can't play against them. They're impossible to play against. High ball taken by Bortia from kickoff. And well, they're going to get a scrum here. This is the ideal scenario for UBB.
And this now, the real first promising bit of possession and territory, a chance to launch in opposition 22, a freebie given. Bortia unable to take that restart. What do Mathieu Jalibert and this backline have up their sleeves? We saw last week in the playoffs in Lyon, Maroš Tambwe causing absolute havoc with his pace.
Well, I mean, the fact is they've got Moefana, they've got Jalibert, they've got Cordero, they've got Tambwe, they've got Biarre. All of these players are decisive. They're deceivingly quick and fleet-footed. There's so much talent in that back line, but they've got to win their own scrum first of all. Luku puts it in. Willis takes it off the back. Here we go. Oh, my word. That is a massive statement from Bortia with the tackle there. And look at, this is what Jalibert does. Just arcing around the outside. It's made available. Luku into the hands of Willis. Willis takes it forward, but not much. Luku's there to pick up the pieces. It's forward to try and get into position. That's a nice running line indeed. Taken forward there by Falatea. Luku again. Not the perfect pass, but if they go it out wide, that could have been an option. Bielbarré, he's a real conniving, sneaky player, but he puts the ball on the ground. I don't know if that was actually a knock-on, but it wasn't spotted. Taken forward, big charge. Oh, it's spilled out, taken, and this is an opportunity, a great opportunity for La Rochelle. And the ball spills out once again, but it's a legal play, and the frustration of losing the ball comes back and bites them, as we see that man, Diaby, pinged by the referee, Monsieur Mabo.
That allows La Rochelle the cheap exit again. Bordeaux, the first real positive piece of play, holding on to that ball, challenging the gain line. An almighty crunch by Jonathan Danty. Teddy Thomas watches on. Hasn't had as much game time as he would have liked under Ron O'Gara since moving down from Racing. But what about that by Danty? Dubier dumped backwards. From there, you're on the back foot.
Textbook tackle, isn't it? It's something that Fabien Galtier will be happy about. Got himself back into the French team since that Australian tour in 2021. And that will please that man O'Gara, as the wonderful fans that have been attracted to this semi-final, these two semi-finals here in San Sebastian, bringing out the colour. And another penalty going against UBB. Will Skelton, you don't want to give him that much space. Look what he's doing, takes down 2-3 players. Kerbalo gets it out, it's not a perfect pass, it went backwards. And a chance for El Awadi to go through. Doesn't find the gap. Kerbalo again. Will Skelton this time. Wonderful hands, great hands indeed. The opportunity here And picked up, and a little ducking and diving there from Suteni. UBB defence being pushed and pulled. Skelton got to go low. Jones does really the right thing, but the offload is quick. Picked up by Lates as he tries to find his way through. Oh, the hands, beautiful hands, an opportunity here, two players. Oh, well, that's going to be a knock on. But we go back to the offside call on Mathieu Jalabert.
It's a wee bit schoolboy by Mathieu Jalabert again, over-anticipating from the line-out, trying to generate some line speed, but giving away another soft penalty, allowing La Rochelle either a pot shot at 3 or a kick to the corner for another chance at a maul. What about Will Skelton, though? The ability just to bump, ride a tackle, offload, the continuity, just frees everything up for La Rochelle, and they can play quickly. So hard to defend against.
Well, Skelton will be looking for one of those prime positions, places in the Australian team ahead of the Rugby World Cup, of course. And the way that he's been playing this season, I mean, I'm pretty sure that he will get his...
A few Biarritz legends there. Serge Blanco in the foreground.
Serge Blanco, there we go. French international.
Raf Ibanez as well.
Driven back to the edge of the 22, but still in possession. Well, again, Skelton keeps it alive. Wadi just off his left shoulder. Picks up old Bougarit, couldn't pick it up. And, well, there's been a knock on it. And he'll try and ground it and not celebrate, knowing that there was a little fumble. Be a scrum for Union Bordeaux Begles. Must be very frustrating for UBB, because there's a couple of opportunities there where they would have gladly picked up possession and just taken it forward or kicked it out, put a bit of pressure on La Rochelle rather than just make mistakes themselves from mistakes from La Rochelle.
Well, certainly as a starting point, Bordeaux need a nice clean exit. Get this game to the other end of the field. Try and figure out their discipline as well. Quick coughing up the cheap penalties, allowing La Rochelle free bites to attack.
See where the scrum is going. Comes out. And Biel Biarré. Big kick straight down into the hands of Brice Dulin. And he decides to go open side, just been picked up there. Leeds tries to chip it over the top, picks it up as well. Oh my word, that is absolutely a massive hit there on Leeds. And you can see that it is, but Falatea crashes into him right underneath the referee's nose. But we're going to go back to a penalty at the halfway line.
The tackle after the pass.
Right, okay.
After Dulon let that ball go, he was taken. I think it was Moefana.
Oh, it's a charge with the shoulder, in fact, the call from Monsieur Mabo.
Again, discipline. Absolutely no need. The ball's gone, there's a different phase to defend. Why leave your shoulder trailing and offer them another penalty to attack your goal line? It's just mindless.
So that was it. It was just Moefana, in fact, who came in late, as you said, Johnny. There's nothing wrong with that. He absolutely, I mean, he flipped him, he smashed into him, flipped him like a French crepe. And Led's going down, and I think that he's receiving a... He seems to be okay. Led's, his body is getting a little bit of treatment.
The referee also just passing the message to Maxime Lucu. That's too many repeated faults. Any more penalties, the next one likely to be a yellow card. No, it's not what you want to hear as a forward pack as you're about to defend another maul.
No, you've got to be careful. You've got to be super careful.
He's been impressive, this fella, though.
And perfectly taken, snatched by Roman Sazi. There's Bulgaria still going. Oh, it's a turnover. Well, it's fallen out of the hands, picked up by Willis. Willis is there, needs to hit the deck. And a little bit of pressure, and there's Luku with a big clearance kick from his own 22. Picked up by Brice Dulin. Time to look up, time to go outside. What is his options? Oh. Massive hit. That's a great hit from Poirot coming in. And that's the kind of pressure they need to put on Bugarit. It's a high pass, but he does well to keep his hands on the ball. And La Rochelle going down the blind side, Kerr Barlow. Going deep, little chip over the top. Souteni got blocks. Biarré. Tamboué around the outside. Can he get past Potier? Yes, he has. Well, he can't get through a thicket of La Rochelle defenders, and look who picks it up. Jalabert, got to find options. Jefferson Poirot, low. And a very hard hit coming in against Wadi. Now they got options. This is how they like to play. Little bit of space. Darrow with a little bit of time to dance. Can't dance between the La Rochelle players. Here they go once again. Alatea. And the counter-rucking from La Rochelle. Is that a turnover ball? They got to be careful. No, it comes out. Luku, Jalabert. These are options they can take advantage of. Cazzo takes it up to the turning line. What's going to happen here? They still got possession. Luku goes digging. Not a problem. There's an option here. Well, Tamboué, oh my word, he came in so hard. Potier. And that was very, very physical. And Leeds is there, and you can just see they're not getting on too well, are they, Tamboué and Leeds? But the hit there from Botti, who's actually hurt himself. He's getting treatment just before there, Johnny. Now he's down, getting more.
Gotta love a bit of spice between the wingers. Dylan Leeds, Madors Tamboué, loving the challenge. Two phenomenal athletes. The physicality both of them bring to the party. This was the second one. Potier finishes off the work.
Now, there was a little bit of contact there. I'm just wondering if the officials would go across and see if there was contact with the head or not, or if it was shoulder. I don't think that there was anything to address there, but Potier did go in very, very hard on Tamboué. And I think the frustration of getting hit obviously peeved Madors Tamboué. Nothing in it, of course, as Bourgarit takes the line out for La Rochelle. High over the top it goes. Comfortably picked up by Budahent. Jonathan Dunty. Kerr Barlow will box kick this out of his own half. This is for Tamboué, under pressure from Leeds, who's going to go for him now. Does really well. Just doesn't get any space or anything to do anything there. Look who gets the ball back. Look how quick the defense is coming up. It's an opportunity. Cordero gets the ball out. And a chance for Murfana to go on a little bit of a wander. They go again. Jalabert. Jolms this time. The support play is imperative for UBB, otherwise it just makes it complicated. Tamboué, an opportunity, ducking and diving. That's really good defensive play. Biarré. He gets snagged, but he wasn't held. Oh my word. Quick thinking, masterful thinking. La Rochelle at their best. Oh! And that's straight out. Big mistake. Very big mistake there, coming from that man, Brice Dulin.
Much better by Bordeaux in general, though, holding on to ball. Mathieu Jalibert peppering the passes around the field. Under real pressure as well defensively. La Rochelle coming up with decent line speed. The technical quality of the young Standaaf. Spreading the ball to space. Bordeaux staff were unhappy with this as well. They thought that as this ball was recovered by a player in the offside position, they didn't think Dylan Leeds was behind the back foot. And Brice Dulin coming up with a rare error off The outside of the left foot.
Ici. Et ici. Reprise du temps.
Line out for Union Bordeaux Begles. An important one for them as well. Jolms takes it off the top. Look who gets it out. An opportunity here, Mofana. He just runs into a good strong tackle there coming in from Carvalho. Comes out once again. Oh, it's just wild. And that's been picked up. It's a knock-on. And it's going to be a scrum for La Rochelle. It's the cohesion between the players now which is getting in the way of a flowing game for this Union Bordeaux Begles team.
It's a disappointing one to cough up as well. Second phase play, you can see Fred Charrier not quite understanding. I mean, nothing really should be getting in your way. It's just getting your timing, your running lines correct as a back. Line together, you should be flying around that corner, coming onto the ball at speed, understanding your roles. This is a semi-final. Hugo Boniface and Jan Lesgourg.
Flexion.
And a scrum for La Rochelle to Eric Carvalho. 29 capped all-black scrum half. That's been that's sunk as quick as it was set up. They'll reset and go again. Fred Charrier, a very interesting character. He's worked really hard to get himself into this position with the Union Bordeaux Begles. Played under Christophe Aurier now for in 2010 as a player, and then he was brought in as the backs coach to replace Olivier Nier. And then it was with the help of Bernard Payette and Joel Abs that he really came to the fore and understood a lot more about rugby as he improved his skills as a coach. Look where he is now. La Rochelle in possession. Greg Aldrit at the back. We haven't really seen too much of him. And that was, well, just messy, wasn't it? From Union Bordeaux Begles.
It's actually Pierre Bochaton has been penalised. The flanker was 7 on his back for pushing on the opposition prop. He slid up the side of that scrum to try and apply pressure. He's been pinged again. It's another penalty.
Penalty count starting to rise for Union Bordeaux Begles. It's not the ideal scenario. I think they'll be quite happy not to concede more points going into the change rooms at half-time, Johnny, because 14-3 doesn't look too bad. It's not the same scenario as Toulouse-Racing last night, but, oh, that is absolutely sublime. Straight up and into the corner. It's going to be a line out, 5 metres out.
Clear as day, white 7 coming up, boring into the side of Red Awardy.
But as I said, they won't want to concede any points. A few Clermont supporters in town as well. They didn't look too happy, did they, Johnny?
The Clermont supporters, no. They wouldn't be too happy.
Maybe next season they'll clamber back into contention. This season, safe from harm, but obviously in the lower echelons of the top 14. Let's see where this driving ball is going. Bougarit unable to make inroads. There's no penalty advantage there. And Donty, well, he's so Dantesque, isn't he, in the way that he attacks the defensive line. Another charge this time coming through. And they go over. That is brilliant stuff. And look what he does. Boudahent's the man. He somehow uses that momentum and carries the ball across unchallenged. Paul Boudahent. And that is not what Union Bordeaux Begles wants with a few minutes before the end of the half.
It's the work of Greg Aldrit again. Bordeaux penalised again. They managed to repel the initial drive. Taken to the deck, and it's Aldrit takes the ball on a negative line, manages to pop that offload away. Was that level? Might come back and have a check. But it's just that power. Again, the ability to go into a contact, dominate, get your arms free, and keep the ball alive.
And the question is that it was shoved into his chest as he took it forward, right in front of the Union Bordeaux Begles fans, of course, but we're going to go up to the TMO. Monsieur Marbeau is going to go up and see Monsieur Gauzan to find out what his interpretation is. It was shoved in his chest, Johnny, just as he was coming forward, so you could see the Boudehent was in level position, but where the ball was when he was going forward, when it was released, that's what we're going to look at. Although, I think that we're not even going to bother going up to the TMO anymore. I think it's all clear and everything's been rubber stamped with a Royal La Rochelle hallmark.
It would be really interesting to see that from a bird's eye view. Because it looked live. It potentially just drifted forward, but play on.
And the kick is good from Pastore. It's 100% for La Rochelle. And the yellow and black army feeling it now. Smiles all around, celebrations, flags flapping. This is what it's all about down in San Sebastian as we enter the last minute. And look at the scoreline. It is 3 points for UBB, 21 for La Rochelle. They have possession. Luku. Well, that's an offside call there, as you can see. It's Pierre Bougaret pushing Antonio. Just not happy with that decision. What do? Do you go for 3 points with the last kick of the half? No, you're going to kick for the corner.
Corner, you think at this stage, 21-3 is difficult when you're going in at half-time. 21-10 would have a completely different complexion.
But so far, the Basque landscape has not been kind to Union Bordeaux Begles. Well, they would like to see a straight and narrow path towards the paint, if possible. Maxime Lamotte with a good attacking line-out, 5 meters out. And the whistle has been blown.
Annoncé 6, il y a le 9 qui vient après, donc vous êtes 7. Voilà, donc vous êtes 7. Et vous me gardez un couloir, vous restez à 50
cm. Okay, reset. There was just getting the numbers right and just making sure there's space in between the two sets of players. Jolmes picks it up, driving maul. They get in there quick, La Rochelle. Is this moving in the right direction? Players have got to get out of there. Ball comes out, an opportunity here for them to attack that defensive line. Luku picks it up, tries to go on a little bit of a wander. He gets caught up. Oh, it's been stolen. Look at that, La Rochelle have the ball. This is a massive statement. We're in the 41st minute, and it's kicked out by Leds. And at the half-time whistle, La Rochelle have been dominant. They are in total control as they take a 21-3 lead into the changing rooms at half-time.
And that last maul telling the difference in the ability. Skelton, Antonio again piling through, stopping it still. Bordeaux being forced to play from back foot ball. Moefana has to go forward from nothing really. And then the quality on the deck. La Rochelle with a quality jackal, get themselves out of jail. And we go into half-time, 21-3.
Maxime, première mi-temps, vous avez énormément subi. Quel genre
impact in the second half if they're trailing, and then afterwards, you know, it's just a slippery slope. They have to find the positives right from the from the kickoff in the second half to get themselves back into it. The players are running back onto the pitch. The Union Bordeaux Begles, led by Maxime Luku. They have to fix what's been going wrong to get themselves, you know, some kind of positive. They did it against Lyon last weekend. They need to do it now.
And traditionally, they finish strong. They're very good in the last 25 minutes of each game they've played in the top 14. But this, as it stands, is a mirror image of the game last night. And at the end, Gail Ficou saying, look, for Racing, we didn't fire a shot and you come away embarrassed. Pride seriously touched. And that's what you don't want. For Bordeaux, they want to fire some shots. Take the game to La Rochelle, test them, have a bit of pride in yourselves, hold on to that ball and get stuck in. You do not want to come off this park in a semi-final thinking you haven't thrown the kitchen sink at it, you haven't given everything. And that'll be the challenge for these Bordeaux boys in the second period. Come out, fire it up, hold on to ball, test Greg Aldrit, test the La Rochelle defensive line, and show something with a little bit of point of difference, because that first period was just a little bit timid.
It's time for Union Bordeaux Begles to make a statement. They have to hit hard from kickoff. They have to go for it because 40 minutes stands in the way of a place in the final, a first ever final for one of these two teams. Never made it to the final, La Rochelle. Same scenario for Union Bordeaux Begles. Besides 2021 against Toulouse, of course. But that was a couple of years ago now. But coming here, and they've got to do it. They've got to try and throw everything at this La Rochelle team. And both teams have never won the top 14 since the Union Bordeaux Begles creation in 2006, of course. And La Rochelle, well, they've never lifted the Brennus. Here we go. And it's time for us to get down to business. Bentomefuna is coming on for Falatea right from the start. UBB trying to carry the ball forward, get themselves out of their own half. Luku, players scattered in the perfect position to collect this. Let's see if anybody's going to chase that. Tamway gets knocked back, not bad at situation, and snatched out of the sky there. How strong was that from our man Bugarit? Comes out and a chance. Jonathan Donti. Donti goes over the top. It's been picked up. Well, nice sneaky play there from Raymond Rull, but couldn't get past his defender. Well, just frantic passing. They got to be careful. La Rochelle, and we are going to go back to the original knock-on.
Sutini that just lost it on this near side in the collision. A little bit reckless by Maxime Luku. And Big Ben Tamefuna straight onto the field, 23 in his back, as you mentioned, Robbie. He had an operation on a fractured dislocation only 2 weeks ago. Index finger on his right hand. How will he get on with his grip strength come scrum time? Hugo Zabalza, young scrum half replacement. He's making his way to Stade Francais next season. Zach Holmes, the Australian as well, formerly of Toulouse.
Formerly of La Rochelle as well. Could be a player who could come on. Played half a century of matches for La Rochelle, of course, and from Perth. Could be an option. Could be an option to come on and add some extra zip to this UBB team. But first of all, they've got to try and do something, and the discipline and the possession comes first. They're inside of the La Rochelle half. Luku feeds it into the scrum. Picked up. Here's Jalibert, inside pass. Nice little training ground move there. Luku goes digging for it. Good chance for the big man, Tomefuna, to take it forward. They get a penalty. And Jonathan Donti trying to play the ball on the ground.
Big Ben Tamefuna will be lining up for Tonga at the World Cup later this year. Impact, immediate stability. The scrum time brought back. A ball carry to get his side on the front foot. It's Jonathan Donti that goes off his feet. Tried to scoop that ball back. A penalty. And this could be a shot in the arm for Bordeaux, Robbie. Encouraging start in the first period. A bit more solidity. There is the big man on the rumble, Jonathan Donti. That's atrocious. I don't have another word for that.
Tell it like it is, Johnny, don't worry. Jalibert needs to get this kick. Straight through the middle, perfectly executed. Points go up on the scoreboard, and I think that's already just a positive that Union Bordeaux Begles will appreciate. Fans enjoying this little moment. Let's see if they can feed off this.
4, 13. 4.
And there's going to be a change. Thomas Jolm's going to go off, and I think that Jean-Baptiste Duby as well. Kane Douglas and Nicolas de Porter, I think, are going to come on.
I was actually surprised that big Kane Douglas didn't start the game.
So Hugo Zabalza, in fact, who's going to come on, who's actually a scrum half. So you're putting in Sorry, Deporter is the player who's come on. Here is Willis. Willis going up to the edge of the 22. Confirmation of the Australian Kane Douglas. Adding a little bit of extra bite. There's Deporter, France under-20s player, of course. High ball taken well by Brice Dulin. Brice Dulin looks up, stabs at it, and that is nearly a 50-22, but not good enough. An opportunity here. Needs to stay in play. It does indeed. Dulin, the former Racing man. 36 caps for the French team. Picked up by Luku. Luku, where's he going to go? There's the 50-22 attempt, but that's way off outside of the 22. Little dinky chip over the top. Well, there's been a little bit of contact. The question is, was there illegal play? He's back up on his feet. No one's complaining, Johnny.
Let's play on.
Bento Mifuna does really well. Luku. Kane Douglas this time, head down into traffic, does really well as well. There's a little bit of spillage. This is a good opportunity, this is. Still moving forward, wasn't held. Diallo doing really, really well there. Diaby, sorry. Got again, big Bento Mifuna doing exceptionally well. Just is the kind of player you want. They got players outside, they need to get it out, need to keep on running, need to find ways through. This is big Willis. That man, Tom Willis, going forward up into the 22. There you go. It's a lot better. That is outstanding from Pierre Bougarit. Tackling the ball at the breakdown, getting his head down into that dirty place. The ruck.
It's a quality contest again, which brings the first real promising attack for Bordeaux to a close. Big carry again by Big Bento Mifuna, created the space out wide. There was a 4-on-2. They straightened really well and took the space. Again, just that defensive ruck on the back foot. Pierre Bougarit attacking really well.
Remy Bordeaux is going to come on and replace Levani Bottier. Been in the wars in the first half, got treated a couple of times by the medical staff for La Rochelle. I mean, he goes in so hard that honestly, there's so many times where you just think, how on earth is he still on his feet? Made of titanium, brilliant player. We'll see him a bit later, I'm sure.
Incredible to think he was part of the original wave as well in Pro D2. Antonio Sazi.
Under Pat Colazo. Gregory Patat. Now with Bayonne. Here we go. With the driving maul once again. La Rochelle, they know how to do it. Oh, that's a little bit of spillage. It's there for the taking. Look what Bento Mifuna, Big Ben, is doing. He is absolutely doing exactly what Union Bordeaux Begles need to do. Is that's just getting in the way of a system and making it very complicated for them to play. Chucking his body on the line and causing all sorts of nonsense amongst that La Rochelle pack. There's the box over the top. Mark's been made, not a problem. Tambwe. Not a bad kick there from Tambwe as well. Taking it quickly, no one's gone up. Now you've got to be careful with this. Tambwe, oh, that's nicely done. Pressure, a pressure pass there from Dulin. And the Union Bordeaux Begles players coming up quickly. This is the kind of rugby that they've got to play. They've got to get underneath the La Rochelle players' skin. Spillage picks up an opportunity. How well organised are they? Mofana picks it up, gets the ball out. Pierre Bierre. Not many options, but he's still on his feet. Finally swung down. Luku. There's no one there. He's been completely isolated down that right wing. Luku picks it up. Douglas, nicely done into the hands of Diaby. Willis picks it up, but he's not making inroads. La Rochelle defence, stern and making problems. Here's Lamotte this time. Lamotte, Maxime Lamotte still going. 5 metres out. UBB trying to pick up the ball. Comes into the hands, still on his way. It's Willis doing wonders here. Ball comes out. Is that an illegal? No, there's nothing wrong with it. It went backwards. Luku picks it up, meets his match with Budahent. And that will be held up logically. And it will logically be a kick out. And maybe not the right decision to take that and carry it forward because there were so many players and it was a slow move, Johnny.
gutted for them. Look, as a neutral, you want them to come back into the game.
Arrêt du temps.
Real enterprise as well. The creativity to exploit the space down the short side. Barry coming back against the grain.
I think we're going up to TMO just to understand if there's any, if there's a illegal. Oh, we're going to check to see if it was actually grounded by a UBB player, just to check with the TMO.
Ok, décision terrain pas essai, donc on cherche un touché à terre.
So,
coming back also to look at the clear out by Jefferson Poirot, which looked textbook live.
Touché à terre.
Diaby drops on the ball.
Oui. Bon, tout est bon là, cette situation. Ça te va, Villiers? Qu'est-ce qui te va pas, toi?
The ball was created actually not by choice, Robbie. That's really just
Non, pour moi, non.
defensive effort. The two-man tackle.
Donc là, il va falloir
Cavalry had to come and try and force him over the whitewash.
cet angle-là.
On va regarder celui-ci.
I mean, the trouble is that you've got Cyril Cazot, who, well, there it is there. Jonathan Dante puts his right arm underneath, and it doesn't look like it's going to get, it's grounded. There's Cazot, who has possession.
C'est dans un deuxième temps.
On va revenir sur celle-là. On va revenir dans le deuxième.
Oui.
The question is, does that ball get struck back in one movement and grounded by Poirot?
S'il te plaît, depuis le maul. On repart depuis le maul.
Pour moi, là, il a aplati dans un deuxième temps, donc je ne peux pas accorder l'essai, parce que le ballon a été arrêté. Par contre, je vais regarder l'action du 6
It's a second phase play, it is, Johnny, that's the reason, that's what they're talking about.
Je vois ce que fait le 6 noir s'il n'écroule pas avant d'être dans l'embut.
The next question is, having a look at black number 6, Paul Boudahan. Does he drop this maul intentionally as it's going over his own goal line?
La Rochelle fans are looking at that, of course.
So once this maul is formed, does Boudahan drop this intentionally?
On a un maul.
Le maul est constitué.
Le maul est constitué. Ça avance, ça avance. Est-ce que c'est avant la ligne de but ou pas? C'est avant la ligne de but.
Donc là, pour moi, il écroule. Un essai aurait probablement été marqué.
It's going to be, it looks like it's going to be a try, because Paul Boudahan purposely collapsed the maul as it was going over the line, and he says probably they would have scored. Now, if that's the case, it's a yellow card for Paul Boudahan. I mean, they're the rules.
And a penalty try.
Penalty try. And I think this is the final decision. What a game changer this could be.
Donc on ne peut pas accorder l'essai, c'est dans un deuxième temps. Par contre, une constitution de maul, vous écroulez avant qu'on atteigne la ligne. Donc ça sera essai, pénalité, carton jaune. Non, il est à l'origine.
And there it is, yellow card for Paul Boudahan, and 7 points on the scoreboard for Union Bordeaux Begles. How about this? We talked about a turnaround, Johnny. This is quite extraordinary.
Oh, this is it for the neutral. 10 minutes down to 14. 8 points now, the difference.
devait sortir, ça sera pas le cas, donc il y aura un
And the Bordeaux coaching team, Julien Larle.
1, 2, 3, 4, les sorties de Wardy, Bourgaric, Antonio et Sazi, entrée en jeu de Sclavy.
See Maxime Lamotte, they know what this means. Energy, bring it. They're down to 14, let's hold the ball even further, see if we can stretch them.
And the fact is that they've got there's lots of changes going on. Roman Sazi, who's coming off. Antonio's going off, of course, which means that we've got George-Henri Colombe, who's coming on. Renaud Gara working a lot of things. Pierre Bougarit, it's a change in the front row, I think. So we'll have Quentin Lespioc, who's going to come on. But for Union Bordeaux Begles, they got one extra player on the pitch for the next 10 minutes. 21-13. You mentioned it, 8 points.
And everything's now leveled up even further. The difference even, take for instance the change that's just been made. Winnie Antonio coming off the field, George-Henri Colombe coming on into a scrum. I mean, they're not the same level. Winnie Antonio is one of the best tight heads in the world. It's a bit of a difference with Colombe coming onto the field. Add to that, down to 7 in the pack. scrum dominance could completely change, so all sorts of changes now to this game.
Yeah, the dynamics are completely different. And a little fumble from Dulin, who kicks the ball up, and look at this. You can feel that maybe Jalabert is feeling confident. Hastoy responds with a kick of his own. Biarré picks it up. He can see that there's options here. Kicks a high one, goes for it himself. Dulan's there. He's under pressure, but not that much pressure. Picks up perfectly. Cordero. Now, options. Tamboy just unable to find his way through the thicket. A lot of defensive players in position. Look who gets it down, Jalabert. Little chip, that's a good kick. Well, it's not a good kick, it's a kick that goes straight into the hands of Hastoy. Here we go again. Rule. Dulin. It's not a 50-22 outside. So, of course, have to kick, respond immediately. And once again, we do the same scenario. You've got to watch out. There's a Souteni's got cramp. Fans not really enjoying this. We're waiting to see where this is going. This can last another 8 minutes, and then they get the 15th player back.
Well, you've got to think for Bordeaux as well, they're a man up. Take the ball to the middle of the field, split La Rochelle defensively and attack.
Now use it. Will they hear? Roland Garros is taking place at the moment. Someone's been watching too much TV. Well, this time... Really poor by Bordeaux.
You're a man to the good, momentum's with you. And you get stuck in a long kick battle. When you can contest, you can mix it up, you can do anything, you try and pressurize La Rochelle. But in the end, they cough the ball back up. They've actually kept the ball, incredibly.
But that's just a waste of 2 minutes. You know, at the time that they need to go and hit this team very hard. Bento Mifuna running up against a giant La Rochelle wall. Well, we talked about, you know, the big boys in this La Rochelle team. There's plenty of them there, that's for sure. Here we go again, Dulin. This time, look who's going to get hold of it normally. Oh, he just falls down. He's falling backwards there, Diaby. He's there for the take in that KO. You've got to come. He said that it was out.
Laissez-le 18. Laissez-le. Je lui explique la faute. Le ballon émerge. Plongez. Vous pouvez ramasser, mais pas plonger.
It's just he's coming off his feet as the call, because he said that the ball was out. Ça sorti.
The ball was out, but you still can't jump on it. That's the difficulty. You can come round, you can pick it up.
Poteau.
But you can't go off your feet.
Oui. Après la tentative.
And Tuan Hastoy will
Là, ici. Parfait.
get a hold of his tee. Well, this man here, Alexo Kolashvili, about to come on. He played 6 seasons for La Rochelle. Knows the team very, very well.
What about that for a collision? Absolutely huge. Straight into Sclavi. Remy Bordeaux. Almost rugby league-esque. Take that for a run-up. 10 meters each.
Hastoy, fine recruit for La Rochelle and Ronan O'Gara. Oh, it's gone to the right. Well, well, well. It's not often that we don't see things going La Rochelle's way. This man here, well, Le Patrouille des Ultra. There you go, the Ultra Patrol is present for La Rochelle. Pensive moments here for Ronan O'Gara. And Kolashvili replaces Poirot. O'Gara replaces Lamotte. And the UBB fans believe 21 points to 13. Let's see what kind of a kicking game we get once again. Hastoy. Budahent into traffic. Kerbarlo. Hastoy this time. High ball. Oh, Bielbiere unable to pick it up. Opportunities for La Rochelle, and little drop there. But we'll go back to the scrum. Didn't look confident taking that, did he? Saw a little bit of traffic, just didn't really... I think he probably saw that Leeds was coming his way. Normally when you've got one eye on the ball and one eye on the oncoming traffic, that you make mistakes.
Reprise. Ah. Alors, laisse le temps arrêter. Le 12 sort. Le 12 sort. Arrête le chrono.
Antonio there with Boccia. Players who should come back on at one point. Ronan O'Gara has got his eyes on a certain player called Thomas Bergeon. Could be coming on. Jules Favre makes his entrance to replace Jonathan Danty.
Cédric, après Falatea côté bordelais, c'est un autre international qui sort touché. Alors c'est moins grave en tout cas de ce qu'on voit là. C'est Jonathan Danty qui cède sa place à Jules Favre.
Allez-y, reprenez.
Let's hope that's not too serious for Jonathan Danty.
Yeah, he's just limping marginally. Not good news.
Et Jules Favre qui va attaquer par une mêlée.
Flexion. Lié.
Scrum time. Soutani watches on. Given more leadership in the back line for La Rochelle. Grown with confidence. Off the back they go. Aldrit, little grubber down into the corner, picked up by Bielbiere. Just sussing out which way he should go. And the pressure from Leeds taken forward. Not safe just yet. Maxime Lecou will try and box this one out. And that is a very good kick. Taking the ball. Oh, I thought it was a little bit further. It's not as good as I thought. Needed that little bit of extra support from Willis, I think. Otherwise, he would have been carried out over the line. Well, that's the state of play with Levani Boccia. It looks like he won't be coming back on with that ice pack around that left calf. Not good news for La Rochelle. It's a really good offload. Well, George-Henri Colombe powering himself down that right flank. Picked up this time from Sclavi. Kerbarlo. Kerbarlo again. Missed pass and taking it forward. Excellent work there, this time from Soutani. Change of direction. Oh. Spillage from Lespiok and picked up by Tambwe. And his kick is... there's a fumble and he kicks the ball out, but we'll go back to the original knock-on. Scrum UBB. It's one of those periods, Johnny, where it's just a little bit up and down, isn't it? But they've got to take advantage, and they haven't, of that extra man.
And this was danger as well for Bordeaux. Four-man overlap. That ball gone through the hands from Lespiok. And you're right, for Bordeaux, frustrating because they've had that man advantage, but they haven't had any ball. We saw the kick tennis at the start of the 10-minute window. Wasted a good 2 or 3 minutes, and now they've been defending.
Yeah, this is wonderful, isn't it? I mean, it's such a fantastic celebration of rugby here in France, the top 14 semi-finals. And to be here, this is brilliant. Caleb Timu gets ready to come on. And you know what? When you look at that play, he's like, he reminds me of George Smith to a certain extent, you know. Just a brilliant back rower. Not very tall, but how strong. And his skill set is just ridiculous. You know all about that number, of course, Johnny, but he's a game changer.
Full of explosive power. He's at Montpellier as well, and was very good there. Can he come on and make an impact? 20 minutes to go. But you're right, Robbie, it's just the colour of the top 14, the carnival atmosphere.
And we've been averaging 16,000 for every game.
Incredible.
Since the start of the season. 16,000 at each stadium. That is not to be looked down to, is it?
Look, the game is in a rude state of health in this part of the world. We're very lucky.
And you know, you can dress up the way that you want to and come on to these rugby games. It's just brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, a great idea of bringing the top 14 here. It was René Bouscatel, president of the Ligue Nationale de Rugby, who came here in February last year, met up with Eric Irastorza, the world champion Pelot Basque player, and Patrick Arostegui, former president of Biarritz, to make this happen. We'll see the scrum reset. And you know what? They've made it happen. This is a great success. You know, the stadium was full yesterday. I think we had 39,252 supporters. It's a capacity of 40,000, so people probably got a little bit lost on the way because, you know, all of the pinchos and, you know, and whatever else you can pick up in the local bars. But and today, we'll see in about 10 minutes the attendance, but we can see that there are hardly any seats, you know, that don't have people sat on them. It's fantastic. 21 minutes to go here. La Rochelle lead UBB 21-13. Last chance to take advantage of that extra man. Jalabert kicks it high. Picked up by Leds. Again, the footballing skills, this time of Luku, keeping the ball in play. Run it, Jalabert. There's the big kick. Trying to get that 50-22. It's just not happening, is it? Does go behind Rull. That's a very good kick. Gets it out. Dulin will try and get rid of that quickly. He does indeed. Good skills. Luku, beautiful football skills. An opportunity. Where's he going? He needs some support. They pick it up. Players queuing up down that right side. Luku gets it back out. Cazot takes it forward. UBB getting involved. There'll be some tired legs out there now, but look at this, brilliant charge. Stunning from Falatea. Luku needs to get quick ball, it does come out. Diaby this time. Luku, blind side. Picked up once again, taken forward there by Cazot. Luku. Oh, Kolashvili drops the ball, but there's a player down. Is that Falatea who's down on the ground and not in a good state?
It's big Ben Tamifuna.
Sorry, Ben Tamifuna.
It's off the back of that ball carry.
Just received treatment as well.
Look, a man that had an operation on his finger 2 weeks ago, that normally these things take 6 to 8 weeks, but he didn't want to miss the opportunity of a semi-final. And what an impact he's had off the bench. There's another one that's had a big impact on the top 14 this season. He's going through a power of work as well this evening as we come back and see the footballing skills of Maxime Luku. What about this ball carry? Bursting tackles. Will Skelton in the end that hauls him down.
And it's a water break, which falls at the right time for these players, because it will basically mean that they can just regroup and get... But the tension in the air, Johnny, today for this since they've managed to score that try is, you know, all they need is, if they get another penalty, that momentum and the positive, you know, factor of seeing that a try and a kick could see them qualify for the final will give them so much confidence. They need to get themselves in that position first.
Well, that's it. Last night it was almost, well, it was one-way traffic. The record score for a semi-final, 41-14 for Toulouse, hammering Racing. But this game has become so much more interesting. Bordeaux coming back into the game. Penalty try. And the messages coming on, you can hear, let's score, get ourselves back into the game, points, let's do this. Because as you mentioned, it'll be 3 points. Anything now, and the belief starts to course through these players. You can see the supporters, the reaction they've had after that penalty try. The place has been absolutely bouncing.
And it still is. 39,314 is the attendance here today. I mean, we're basically full house on both games, both semi-finals, and that underlines just how big rugby is in this part of the world. Ronan O'Gara watches on. Ronan O'Gara knows that they need to fight till the very end. For the last 20 minutes in this humidity, this heat, with the fatigue, the injured players, the mind games, this is all psychological now to a certain extent, Johnny.
It's intense. Like in this part of the world, in this temperature, it's 28 degrees down on the field. It is hot. It is hard to work through. The ball is slippy. It is humid. Now ultimately 20 minutes to go. Who can stick together, keep a cool head, stick to their structure, stick to the game plan, create one bust that might make a difference, and earn themselves a spot in the top 14 final at the Stade de France next weekend against Toulouse.
The fans coming to the fore for an important scrum here. UBB can't afford, La Rochelle can't afford to lose this. They're fine here, they're being fronted up in a big way, but they get the ball out. It does come out, Souteni gets it out, and there's the kick down into the corner. They just get rid of it. Oh, that's just outside of the 22, otherwise that would have been a line out for La Rochelle, applauded by someone who knows how to kick the ball quite well, Ronan O'Gara.
That's a really nicely executed exit. They stack left on the scrum, create the overlap. The fullback is forced to push up. And the kick quality, again, the weight on the kick by Brice Dulin. Pushing Bordeaux back the whole way into their 22.
Gabriel Ogre, the English hooker, will take this line out. It goes up. Oh, it's been snatched. And they pick up possession. George-Henri Colombe just getting his hands on that. Comes out, and now La Rochelle all of a sudden in possession in a very good attacking platform here. Souteni coming flying through. Oh, it's a break, look at that. Oh, my word. And I don't know how they didn't manage to take advantage of that as the ball's been kicked upfield, and that's a very good kick as well, the pressure cooker situation. And he does well, doesn't he, to get the ball to Raymond Rull, Brice Dulin, and the clearance kick takes the ball up towards the halfway line. Oh my word, that could have been a try.
Very close for La Rochelle, the underthrow at the line out, creating the turnover, the hard line by Greg Aldred. Just the slip, the one-handed offload.
Remy Bordeaux unable to collect and take it forward. The hands go up. He knows that that wasn't the ideal pass, but the scenario was set up. And you know what? This is, again, going to go to the wire. It's going to go to the wire, and the players are absolutely drenched. You know, the sun has gone away for a little moment, but you've got to understand it's scorching hot here in San Sebastian. Donostia, a line-out that they need to win. Lost the last one. And this time, Kane Douglas gets it out as quickly as it comes up into the sky. Now the opportunity to try and break the line. It's good work. And there he is, that man, Timu. We knew just how important he is. Jalabert gets the ball out. An opportunity here. Oh, my word. That is a smashing tackle coming in from that man, Bordeaux. Good work to keep that protected. Jalabert, high kick. Watch out for Tamboué coming in outside of the 22. Who's got that? Oh, brilliant from Dulan. He can't make the mark, though. Pegged back into their own 22. The clearance kick will follow. No one wants to keep hold of that hot potato in their own 22. And the clearance kick, and it's not a brilliant clearance kick. It gives them, UBB, the chance to make some inroads. Look at that hit there from Bordeaux on not just anybody, Johnny, but Mamadou Diaby.
Well, some of the physicality from both sides has been phenomenal. Much better kick chase by Bordeaux in the end, making it contestable. Dulan has just been sensational in backfield. He's taken everything. He's been calm, he's been composed as well. Kicked extremely well.
Here he goes again. Gabiorg, perfectly taken there by Kane Douglas. And now they go blindside. Maxime Lucu runs into a little bit of trouble there. Don't think that was the right option. There's a couple of heavyweights down that blind side.
Another chance to launch, hold the ball. Lost the ball on first phase again, Bordeaux.
Cinq.
La Rochelle get possession back, still in their own half. They'll logically kick this. Carballo, high kick, a lot of pressure. Leeds goes up for it. Oh, they just couldn't pick it up, and that's been spilled. But the first knock on. Well, they get. Yeah, I think he got it wrong, the referee. So it will be a scrum for La Rochelle. Well, I mean, you know, there's a lot of high temperatures here. Come in your Speedos, they said.
Cheeky. Just back from a surf.
Oui, mais vous, restez en bas, montez pas. Allez-y. Oui, je regarde.
13 minutes remaining. But that 8-point lead, it's the fact that they've got that extra, you know, points, I think, you know, from the break that makes it complicated. UBB will only see the light if they can get a score. And they need to score quite quickly.
Flexion. Lié.
2021 being the year, of course, that Toulouse managed to beat La Rochelle in the top 14 final at the Stade de France, but also in Europe. They did the double.
Okay. Allez. Allez.
Will we see those two teams clashing again next Saturday? The Munster man, Ronan O'Gara. He's already said we're focused on one thing and one thing only. Since they managed to win and conquer Europe, that comeback against Leinster in Dublin. It's all about the Brennus now. All focus on the Brennus Shield. Something that they've never managed to achieve. Never lifted the Brennus. Can you imagine the port in La Rochelle the moment that they actually, you know, if they actually win that? So Winnie Antonio just relaxing there. Can you imagine? I can't imagine.
He's off for a nap in the Dakar, isn't he? The most relaxed man in the top 14.
I mean, what would the port look like if they lifted the Brennus? I mean, there'd be boats that are just like sort of, you know, there would be a flotilla of boats that would come into the port and, you know, well, these guys, I mean, you know, they're getting well into this. Dealing with the heat, well, that is a penalty. And that could be a very important penalty for La Rochelle. Problem for the loose head prop there, I think, which is Kolashvili. Maxime Lamont watches on. Pastore has the chance to make it an 11-point lead. And if he does convert this, I think we're UBB are in a bit of trouble going into the final 10.
Players now is getting harder now, isn't it? Kolashvili that's been pinged on the loose head side for boring in. Antoine Hastoy will take his time, watch this clock tick down.
Awesome. Keep going, champ, yeah? Keep going. Keep it up here, yeah?
This time it's good. Hastoy converts, and they do extend their lead to 11. Ten minutes remain here in San Sebastian. And now they got a chance to try and throw everything into this. They have to put pressure on La Rochelle. They have to get possession, and they've got to most definitely try and take the ball forward and try and get themselves those all-important points.
No.
Kebalo still on the pitch. You've got Thomas Bergeon, of course, who's the replacement number 9. Picked up by Bielbiaré. High kick, just goes quite high up in the sky, and that's been knocked forward. That's going to be a penalty, absolutely. Offside position, can't pick that one up.
Pour toi, il y a du jeu déloyal.
And the referee, Mr. Marbo, he's just going to go up to the TMO just to check to see if there was anything naughty in what happened there.
S'il te plaît, pour voir si le 16 blanc, s'il va bien au saut, ou s'il fait une faute sur le 8. Arbitrage vidéo.
Gabriel Ogre, I think, is the player who's going to be, we're going to look at.
Ouais, donc le blanc ceinture.
So he's taking out Aldrit in the air, and he's not going for the ball, so he could potentially pick up a yellow card for that, or it could be a penalty, but it's clumsy play from Timu.
Non. Il ceinture le joueur, ça serait une pénalité ici.
Yeah, just a penalty.
Pénalité. Joueur est pris en l'air.
That's a big swing as well. Bordeaux on the cusp of having opportunity to kick to the corner. Try and bust themselves back with a 5-pointer. That opportunity now gone.
Oui. Ok, vas-y, fais le changement, s'il te plaît.
We've got another change, I think.
15, changement. 5, changement.
And Zach Holmes is going to come on. And Louis Bielbiaré will come off.
Looks like Zach Holmes is fitting in at 12. A little bit of reshuffle, the Bordeaux backline.
And Santi Cordero's moving to 15, it looks like. And we've also got Ulton Delane, who's come on. Will Skelton goes to the bench. what a big impact he's had on this La Rochelle performance.
Aye, look, he's phenomenal. He picked up a knee knock as well in the Champions Cup win against Leinster. He's been sat in a knee brace for the best part of a week, 10 days. Canters onto the pitch, physically dominant. One of the best number 5s in the business, Big Will Skelton. The side now with 1 foot in a top 14 final.
Seven minutes remaining. Scrum for Maxime Lucu. And 11 points in between a place in the final against Toulouse. Got to do something. Now is the time. Nicely done. Oh, Zach Holmes picks the ball back up. Neatly done. Picked up by Lucu. Tambwe. There's Lucu once again. Chimu going into the contact zone. Need to make a break. They need to find ways through. There's Ben Tomafuna, a little bit of support. Kulashvili offers that support. Lucu getting the ball out now. Chance for De Porter to take it forward. Lucu, player down, receiving treatment. They got a just trying to see if it's Favre. In any case, here's an opportunity. Well, as Mathieu Jalabert tries to spin into the defensive player, went backwards. It's not a problem. Lucu. Well, we know just how wonderful he moves. Santi Cordero. There's an opportunity. Lucu. Got to make it move. Jalabert. Acceleration. Lucu. There's some tired legs on the pitch. Oh, the little attempted kick through. Comes off Kebalo, I think, and goes out of play. That burst of acceleration from Jalabert is something that we needed to see a long time ago.
Earlier, absolutely earlier. When he takes the ball to the line, he's so dangerous. He just causes defenses to freeze, but we haven't seen it at all.
Remy Bordeaux is the player receiving treatment. And there it is. That's the moment that he hurts himself in the tackle on Tambwe. Look at Cordero. He's a great player. But all of those backs that we love to watch dance around defenders, Willis comes back on for Diaby, for UBB. They just haven't provided us with, you know, the dancing feet that we're so familiar with.
No, they haven't held on to ball. And collectively, they haven't looked as together. We've seen a lot of people popping up at first receiver, whether it's Santi Cordero, Tambwe, Diaby, and trying to bust themselves over the gain line themselves. But La Rochelle as a unit together, how they play through multi-phase, way more attractive.
They're closing in on a second final in the top 14.
Le 20 de La Rochelle, monsieur. Ouais, vous sortez. Apparemment, je sais pas. Et le 8. 8. 8. Changement. Qu'est-ce qui passe, capitaine?
And looks like forced to bring back on a couple of their big men. Roman Sazi comes back on. Or comes back on. And Greg Aldred has to go off.
He's been immense again. Coming around the corner, time after time, carrying hard yards as well. He's not used to coming off either, the big man. Exceptional again today.
Skelton coming on for Bordeaux. Oh, there's an opportunity missed there, but they still have possession. Does really well. Zach Holmes, Ogre, look at him run. Very mobile hooker, isn't he? Lucu Kalashvili. 5 minutes to go. 11 points to reel in. Little kick through, Jalabert again, but there's no one chasing. This time he comes up very quickly. Well, he's been snagged. This is better from UBB. They're showing a little bit of grit as they put a bit of pressure on the La Rochelle defence.
Lâchez-le, lâchez-le.
Doulan, give it to Will Skelton. Now they got their players back in position, they can make it a clean clearance kick. Carvalho is playing nearly all 80 minutes. No need to bring on Thomas Bergeron. He's been orchestrating from the back of the scrum and distributing the ball perfectly. Fired up and motivated. These are the key moments. Ronan O'Gara knows it all too well. Doesn't look as confident. Fred Carrier. La Rochelle fans starting to make a bit of noise. They kind of know, but it's not over yet. Let's wait. Picked up. Santi Cordero. Picked up by Jalabert. Jalabert, Bentomefuna, you know where he'll go. Straight through the middle, still going. Oh, he's just got in the way illegally. And that stray foot will give them the chance to try and kick that and put it down in the corner, Johnny.
Yeah, one last chance to score. And if they do so, the big man's been incredible since coming on. Again, bursting another tackle. Just see it was Roman Sazi retreating. But this now, Bordeaux, they have to score off this phase of play. They have to convert and they have to go again. The next 2 minutes are absolutely critical.
He's got pretty much everything strapped up, Bentomefuna, but what an impact he's had on this encounter. But they've still got a couple of chances here. Have to take it forward. Well, the ball's been put back against that man, Pierre Boucheton's body. It goes back out. The idea was good.
That's a poor call again. I mean, the other side of the field, they had a chance in the 22. They've gone for a front peel. It hasn't worked. They've done the exact same thing again. There's no space there. Maul, give yourselves a launch, get into the middle of the field. Split La Rochelle's defensive line that's so big and difficult to break down. But they've gone for the million to one option again, a front peel. They've been bundled into touch. They've coughed up the ball again on first phase.
It's unforgivable, isn't it? At the end of the day, if you want to be French champions. Perfectly taken. The line out works. And again, there we see Bergeron on for rule, in fact. Hastoy kicks straight up field. Picked up by Oga. Cordero, what's he going to do? What option does he see? Well, look who picks it up. They got the advantage. Not many options there, and, well, we're going to go back. They got the penalty. Got to take it quickly. Look who knows the score. Now that's a little bit better. Tamwe running into a little bit of trouble, chucks the ball back. There's some tired legs on the pitch. This is the moment to strike. 1.5 minutes to go. Look who. Another penalty. Comes back. Jalabert, Holmes, the flicked on pass. Need to take that forward. Oh, it went backwards as far as I was concerned, but I don't understand that call. You can see Zach Holmes can't believe it. Got to go quickly.
Time now ticking away, just over a minute.
Finish on a high, if you can. The kick wasn't into the corner.
Struggling with Bordeaux, huddling, taking the time. Come on, get to the line. You've got a minute to score twice.
Kane Douglas picks it off the top. Driving ball, players in offside position. Maxime Lucu gets the ball out, that's better. Comes out wide, now it's opened up a little bit, the opportunity. Oh, the pass is not good. We'll go back to another penalty because there was an offside call. And the referee blows the whistle to stop the clock, but no.
Merci. Chez vous. Chez vous.
Well, last few seconds, got to tap and go. Give it to Big Ben. Let's see what he can do. Well, it's all completed, the 80 minutes. It's the last play. Can they get a try? There's an opportunity here. Players throwing their bodies in the line. Santi Cordero to finish off his stint in France has been picked up. Oh, his spillage gets pulled out. And that is just going to be a knock-on, but the knock-on will bring an end to the second semi-final. Ladies and gentlemen, it is La Rochelle who will take on Toulouse at the Stade de France as they fight for the Brenner Shield in the final of this season's Top 14. The final score here in San Sebastian. La Rochelle, 24 points. Union Bordeaux Begles, 13.